iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance card. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Week 15 in the books. Crazy, crazy week. Injuries. I mean, something we've seen all year. By the way, just another injury. Trevor Siemian placed on the IR. Rex Burkhead, has a sprained knee. Antonio Brown, partially torn calf. I mean, these are all things that were just killing fantasy owners. Killing fantasy owners over the week. Also, let's just talk about the end of a couple of games there. First of all, the Steelers and the Patriots. I just hate this Calvin Johnson rule. I'll call it the Calvin Johnson rule. It just seems easier to call it that than anything else. I don't know. You cross the goal line with the ball, it should be a touchdown. I don't need you to hold it after that. Once you cross the goal line with the ball, it's a touchdown. That's all I know. I don't want to get involved in the specifics of the play itself. I just feel badly because I think the Steelers deserve to win that game. Played very well. Look, Patriots came back. I give them all the credit in the world. It was a monsoon, a lot of rain going on there. Bill Belichick had to put the hoodie over his head. You know what that means. But just not sure why the Steelers did. I know why they wanted to go for the win, and I respect that. Kick the field goal. I get it. I respect what you're trying to do. Kick the field goal. Let's go to overtime. All right? I feel better. Next, Dallas and the Raiders. So here's a question. If you can fit an index card in the space between the link, doesn't that mean it's not a first down? I'm not sure, but that's what I would think. That's what I would think. I would think if I could fit an index card in between where it should go, the link, and the flag, then that would mean it's not a first down. Unreal. What a crappy game. Dak Prescott, 18 for 27, 212 yards and no touchdowns. If you played Dak this week, I'm so sorry. You probably didn't win your fantasy playoffs. Derek Carr, 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, just terrible. Michael Crabtree scores the two touchdowns. I get that, but I mean, really, did you see his yardage? Seriously, did you see his yardage? 7 for 39? 39 yards? 17 targets. And by the way, Carr missed them all over the place too. I don't know. I'll say this though. Man, I don't want to be playing the Zeke owner next week. That's going to be ugly. They're going to give him that football early and often. So, all right, let's take a look at what happened here. Detroit and Chicago. Jordan Howard, 37 yards rushing. How does that happen against Detroit's defense? I mean, Detroit, 43 yards rushing by the Bears, who are a run-first team. Please fire John Fox. Please get better players there. Marvin Jones did good, not great. I thought he would have done better. The Chargers and Chiefs, who was shocked by this game? Phillip Rivers looked terrible out there. 227 and 3 interceptions. Melvin Gordon looked sensational. I mean, he probably helped you. Kareem Hunt was fantastic. Thankfully, finally saw what he's able to do. Tyreek Hill, what I tell you guys, all it takes is one play. One play and Tyreek Hill's good. And Kelsey was much better than I anticipated. So there was that game. The Eagles-Giants. So just a moment about one of my teams here. In the online championship, I have two teams are in the top 15 overall right now. And I'm stuck because I had Carson Wentz, who I lost, and my backup was Deshaun Kaiser, who may not play. And I say to myself, maybe I just should have had Nick Foles. I didn't think about that, but I guess it made sense that God forbid something happened to Wentz, I would have had Foles. I did think about it, but I just didn't do it because who would have thought that Wentz would have gotten hurt? But look, even fantasy experts like myself make mistakes. If I had to do it over again, I could be getting nothing from DeShone Kizer next week because he may not play. Then my team is in the toilet bowl. Seriously. I need you, Jackson, to give it to Kizer one more week. Get him out there one last time, dude. One more go. Ajayi didn't run the ball nearly as well as I thought. The Giants played great. Sterling Shepard, 16 targets, 11 receptions, 139. I benched him in the league. How stupid was that? Stupid was that? So angry at myself. I can tell you that right now. Dolphins and Bills. The best bet of the week by far were the Bills. Miami had no business out there. They weren't interested in playing this game. They were still reliving the game against the Patriots. And now they got to go to the cold in Buffalo? Good luck with that. Easiest game of the week. It was 21-6 at halftime. Wasn't even that close. 24-6 at the end of 3 quarters was over. Miami woke up. It was the 4th quarter. Oh, it's a game. Too late. Charles Clay, I told you. 5 for 68. LaShawn McCoy looked very good. Kenyon Drake played well. Jarvis Landry's always in the right spot. I love this guy. I love him. Love Jarvis Landry. One of my favorite players. You know he's a Roto child. Jarvis Landry Roto. Don't forget that. Ravens and Browns. Look, I would run DeShone Kizer out there because I'm not going to run Kevin Hogan and I'm not going to run Cody Kessler. I'm going to run Kizer out there again this week if I'm Hugh Jackson, and then I'm going to draft Jonathan Rosen or Sam Darnold next year. Simple as that. But, I mean, look, Corey Coleman's got to be part of your offense. Isaiah Crowell had 4 receptions for -7. He had one great run. They had no offense. Alex Collins didn't do that much, but Mike Wallace played well, and Benjamin Watson, this is why you look at statistics. 4 for 74 and a touchdown. What did we know? We know that Browns can't cover tight ends. Simply put, done. Vikings, Cincinnati, did we not tell you this was going to be a blowout? Marvin Lewis said he was done. Man, this whole team. Andy Dalton, 113 yards, 2 picks. Couldn't run. A.J. Green, 2 for 30. Told you guys it was a terrible start. Jerick McKinnon looked good. Latavius Murray looked good. And we saw Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, good for Teddy Bridgewater. Really good for him. I mean, I never thought he was going to play again, and there he was. God bless, right? Now, Adam Thielen owners, 3 for 30. He hurt you, but they didn't need to throw it to him. They were winning by like so many, they didn't need to throw it. 24-0 at halftime. Why you're not going to throw the ball? By the way, Jets Saints, I got to give a lot of credit to the Jets. They played very well. Very proud of the Jets this year. Really am proud of the Jets. This is not Todd Bowles' fault. This is just a bad team. But I think he's gotten the most out of this group. Drew Brees, 285 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Ingram shouldn't have had that last touchdown. So if you lost on that, I am absolutely sorry for that. Absolutely sorry. Didn't need to have that one. Michael Thomas played well. Willie Snead had 1 catch. Would have thought he would have done more. Really would have thought he would have done more. All right, let's take a look now. The Cardinals and Redskins. Kerwin Williams, I believe, is injured here. Yeah, quad injury. So you may not see him the rest of the way. Maybe you see Elijah Penny next week. Who do the Cardinals play next week? Oh, they play the Giants. Grab your pennies. Get your Elijah Pennies right there. Samaje Perine, I mean, really? 14 carries, 37 yards, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Did nothing. Peterson shuts down Josh Doxson. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald couldn't do much. This was just a terrible game. This was a game not to play anybody. Seriously. This is a game not to play anybody. You don't want to do that. You don't want to play chump guys in bad games. All right, Green Bay and Carolina. Cam Newton, 242 yards and 4 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey with a touchdown. Greg Olsen looking good. Damiere Byrd, 3 for 25 and 2 touchdowns. Willie Walls gave you that play on our Saturday show. Nobody called that play except for Willie Walls. That was a balls to the walls call from Willie Walls. Aaron Rodgers, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. He didn't look crisp, but he looked good enough. I was more upset that there wasn't more Jamal Williams, but they don't need to throw him the ball as much because Aaron Rodgers is there. Right? Aaron Rodgers was there. They need to throw the ball to Jamal Williams. That's sad because I played Jamal Williams. Not a great play. All right, Houston and Jacksonville. Give it up for Blake Bortles. Just give it up for Blake Bortles. 326 yards, 3 touchdowns. By the way, I'm going to toot the Roto horn here. If you look at my waiver wire article last week, I mentioned Keelan Cole. I did. He was there because I knew this was a big week. This was a big week for him from Jacksonville. So if you had Blake Bortles, you might be my rich friend right now. Houston, DeAndre Hopkins was good. God bless. 4 for 80 and a touchdown. He didn't kill us. Everybody else pretty much killed us. Oh, by the way, Marquise Lee killed you. If you started Marquise Lee, you did nothing wrong. If you started D.D. Westbrook, you did nothing wrong. Don't go thinking you did anything wrong. You didn't. You just got unlucky. Speaking of unlucky, you had Russell Wilson all year. You've been loving life. And this guy puts up a stinker at home of epic proportions. Epic. Doug Baldwin, 1 for 6? 1 for 6. Russell Wilson, 142 yards passing and a touchdown. Cost you everything there. Jared Goff didn't even need to throw the ball. 14 for 21, 120 yards. Gurley, they ran for 244 yards. You started Cooper Kupp, I'm sorry, 2 for 21. They didn't need to throw it. And Robert Woods came back and scored a touchdown. God bless. Right? Patriots, Steelers, we talked about this game a little bit before. Dion Lewis solidifies his role. Rob Gronkowski. How do you cover Rob Gronkowski one-on-one if you're the Steelers? Bunch of dopes. Got to do better than that. You got to double him. When they lost Antonio Brown, that they played so well without Antonio Brown. Show a testament to the Steelers. Martavis Bryant with one of the best touchdown catches I've ever seen. And Juju Smith-Schuster, 6 targets, 6 receptions, including that very important one at the end of the game there. Very important one at the end of the game there. All right, let's talk about the Titans and 49ers. If you don't like Jimmy Garoppolo and Marquise Goodwin, I don't know what else to tell you. He played great. Garoppolo, 381 yards and a touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 10 receptions, 114 yards. Rashard Matthews was a really good play. I had said that you can't run against the 49ers, and I was right about that, 28 for 90. So I knew Mariota was going to have to throw. He was okay, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashard Matthews played well. Delaney Walker scored. But at the end of the day, I love me some Robbie Gould. Love this guy because they can't score a touchdown. I was talking to a friend. The 49ers need a big target in the end zone. They don't have that. They got a bunch of small guys. They need a big 6'4" receiver. That would help them immensely. All right, right now I want to preview tonight's game, the Monday night matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Jameis Winston in play. I don't trust him, but I would play him, obviously. I hate Doug Martin. You're never allowed to use the word Doug Martin to me ever. I will just call you an idiot and walk away from you. I think Peyton Barber would be a guy I play. I would play Mike Evans. What's your choice? Who else are you going to play? I like O.J. Howard a little bit. I got to tell you, my favorite receiver on the Buccaneers may be Chris Godwin. He's been really good. Obviously, you can't play him tonight, but I'll play Winston, I'll play Evans, I'll play Howard. Those are the guys I feel comfortable with. For Atlanta, Matt Ryan, great spot. Julio Jones-Roto, great spot. Mohamed Sanu, great spot. Tevin Coleman, out. Devonta Freeman, great spot. You got 4 guys, Ryan, Freeman, Jones, Sanu, in an excellent spot tonight. This is Atlanta's game, baby. They need to win this one. Want to make the playoffs? You better beat the Buccaneers. This is your game to win. So win it. It's as simple as that. Your game to win, so win it. Now, over the coming day or two, we're going to see guys who are going to end up being injured or benched. You're going to see a lot of guys go to the IR. I want you to pay very close attention. This is why your league should not go to week 17. There's no good league that goes to week 17 ever. 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 By the way, Texans coach Bill O'Brien just said Tom Savage may miss the rest of the season. This is what happens. There's 2 weeks to go. So instead of putting the guy out and saying, well, he's questionable, you just rule him out. Next. Especially if your team is out of it. especially if your team is out of it. So, sadly, there are no moves to be made. But I hope you learned something. Really, I hope you learned something. I know I did. There's 2 seasons in high-stakes fantasy football. There's the make it to the playoff season, and there's winning time. Not only do you have to get to the playoffs, you have to be built to win in the playoffs. 2 tight ends, 2 kickers, at least 2 quarterbacks. Maybe you don't need 8 receivers. Maybe you don't need 8 receivers. You need depth, though. You don't have depth, you're not going to win. Because it's so hard to go injury-free all year. It's virtually impossible. So I think we've learned a lot this year. I know I did. I'm learning something new every day in this game. I should never have had Deshaun Kaiser. I mean, I liked his upside. I thought Josh Gordon was coming back. But at the end of the day, I should have protected myself with Nick Foles. And maybe even had a third quarterback. I'm going to look into that next year. We need to get smarter every year. We need to get smarter. The smarter we get, the better we play. The better we play, the more we win. The more we win, the happier we are. Simple. All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Please check out scoutdfs.com right now. Our optimizers for NBA, NHL, articles, podcasts, Jaguar Lou, Fuego Steve, Steve Renner, Adam Rona, Sean Childs, Dr. Roto. We want you to be a winner. All right, guys, we'll come back tomorrow mining the box scores for Fantasy Gold. This is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!